and we're here at the headquarters of the International Energy Forum in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. And joining me now is Adam Sieminski. He, of course, is the president of KAPSARC. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. Now, when we look at the dialogue, IEA and the OPEC outlooks, the very, very important outlooks that they put a lot of work into. Tell me, why do you think this is so important that we actually have this meeting that really brings together almost that examination of the dialogue?
Well, I think it's an opportunity to look at the differences between the outlooks and the forecasts and try to understand why they're different. And it gives people an opportunity just to talk about the major issues that are influencing the energy markets. So it's a great opportunity, and there's a big audience in Riyadh at the IEF for this, but also all of the people that come in from all over the world. So it's an opportunity for dialogue, and dialogue is what I think helps to keep everybody informed.
And of course, a very varied group of people that have come here too, from different countries, different institutions, from banking sector, from research, from academia, everything on that. What did you find was most on people's mind? Are they worried about the economy, the demand, the supply? What did you feel from the dialogue?
I think that the biggest issue that people were thinking about was, is there any way to help control the volatility in energy prices? And OPEC and spare capacity have played a role in that. One of the other interesting questions that came up was what actually is driving the concept of peak oil demand? Are we really moving that rapidly on electrification of vehicles? Is climate change mean that we can't use fossil fuels, and this is being discussed, and people are looking for practical solutions here, I think, to these issues.
Ultimately, I mean, this is, I think, of course, what everybody needs. But again, a healthy discussion that the dialogue happens to. And again, the role of the IEF, what would you say in terms of its importance now in actually bringing producer and consumer together to facilitate this dialogue, really?
Yeah, well, in addition to facilitating the dialogue, the IEF does meetings and workshops around the world, and they also have the Jodi data, which is a very important thing. It allows analysts and researchers to have a decent data set to examine the issues associated with the energy outlooks. So all of these things are very important. The combination of the opportunity for dialogue, the opportunity to see what other people are thinking, and having the data and the transparency associated with that to be able to do good research.
And of course, you being involved very much in research yourself and looking at the work that's going on at KAPSARC. Again, is this the type of information and research too that can help your students and can help, move that dialogue around to get it out of here and into academia as well?
Yeah, well, at KAPSARC, we're thinking of a number of stakeholders. So not just the international audience of academics who do energy, research and economic research, but we're thinking of local stakeholders. So the ministries who are trying very hard to find ways to implement Vision 2030, and we're looking at, what are the economic factors associated and energy factors associated with doing that. In addition, the other stakeholders that we're really interested in having a dialogue with are other energy and economic think tanks around the world. And there are there are institutions like this everywhere. Like Brookings and Resources for the Future, Baker Institute, Center for Strategic and International Studies in America, but the Oxford Energy Institute, the Skolkovo Institute in Russia, the Chinese think tanks in India. So we're trying to create a culture of being able to think clearly about the future of energy.
And of course, the KAPSARC Day, so to speak, has also become very much part of the calendar here at the International Energy Forum. This is also a great opportunity for you to bring all of the interested parties together to really focus on what you need as well.
It is. You know, you always get interesting ideas when people give talks. There is an opportunity for questions from the attendees, and the questions often lead to new ways of thinking and considering what the options are to address the energy outlook.
So lots of work to be done. It's always a volatile time, I think, in this industry. There's always uncertainty, but I think without a doubt the industry over the years has proved it's a rather resilient industry, and it will probably continue to do so. I think you would hope so.
Yeah, indeed, I think that it's important that this continue, and that we have opportunities everywhere, including in Riyadh and Saudi Arabia, to consider these things. Thank you, Etna.
Super. Thank you so much.